Hey guys, Roger5 here with episode number 9 of our Olympique Marseille career mode on FIFA 20. We're kicking it off in the Cup against the lesser side. And this man right here, the man we signed in the previous episode, you could say the boy we signed in the previous episode, is the 19-year-old Antonio Marin from Dynamo Zagreb in the Croatian League. So the young Croatian playing his first game for us, and he's starting off here 4 minutes into the game, laying it across to Benedetto. He could have had his first assist of his Marseille career, and that man Benedetto just ruined it for him with one of the worst shots you will see in a very, very long time. I don't even know how he didn't get that one on target, but he turns his man here, looking to redeem himself, strikes it with a lot of power behind it. Keeper makes a save though, a very nice save to deny him. But again, it's just, he's not scoring goals. We need our backup to be scoring goals. Giroud's scoring goals. He isn't, unfortunately, as Lyonnais, another one of our youngsters, whips the ball across to Marin, but Sands gets to it just before he can as we move into the second half. Amavi down his left-hand side whips one across. Benedetto misses it. It does get picked up here by Sands. He plays it straight to our man there, but Lyonnais has his shot very, very, quite luckily saved actually there by the goalkeeper. And as you can see, Demi Payet's just been substituted on, and the first piece of action he's going to have is a free kick from 19 yards out. Top left-hand corner. Keeper gets to it and denies him from scoring another free kick goal. We are struggling with this objective. We're struggling with the goals from outside the box. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try a new objective, which is going to be based around the signings we make in January and trying to play games and score goals with them. Or maybe, as we're about to score a goal here with Marin, who tucks it into the back of the net on his debut on the hour mark. He makes it 1-0. Runs over to the corner in front of the celebrating fans, and it is a great accomplishment for him to score on his debut. As 84 minutes into the game, Lyonnais has a throw and plays it into Payet. Payet to Maxime Lopez, down to Philippanu, one of our other youngsters. First time ball into Giroud by Marin, plays it right back to him, and he strikes that one into the back of the net. 86 minutes into this game, Marin has just gone and secured himself the brace on his debut. A brilliant, brilliant performance by the youngster. And it's a great way to kick off your Marseille career mode. Your Marseille career with 2 goals to your name. We win that game 2-0. We progress through to the next round where we play Lille later in today's episode. What a performance by Marin. Hopefully you can continue that into the next game. And it was a very, very good debut from the main man, Marin. As we continue through, we're taking on Nîmes Olympique. And you can see here, Marin was the goal scorer in the previous game. He got the brace, he performed very, very admirably, and he's picking up another start in another cup competition as we kick it off. 29 minutes into this game, Amavi plays the ball to Marin. Marin's going to hold it up and play it to Strootman. Right back to Marin, a little 1-2 between the two there, and he's just continuing his run from the halfway line. Charges past one, looks past another, but he plays a brilliant ball through to Lyonnais, and Lyonnais looks to cut inside the ball, but he is taken out. And it's going to be a red card offence by that centre-back, Lucas Boadez. He's going to be taken off due to the red card. Stepping up is going to be Demi Payet in for that bottom left-hand corner. Can he dink it in? No, he cannot. The keeper saves it. I don't know why I went for the dink. But we are playing against 10 men. We should be able to take advantage of that. And hopefully Marin can put in just as good a performance as he did in the previous game as Strootman wins back the ball. He plays it to Benedetto, who threads one through to Lyonnais first time, and he breaks past the back line, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He's a bit tired at this point, and unfortunately on his left foot he kicks the ball straight at the goalkeeper, and we can't take advantage of the 10 men. As we move into the second half, 53 minutes into the game, Maxime Lopez receives the ball in the middle. Lyonnais then plays it first time to Benedetto, who's going to hold it up really nicely actually. Plays it to Lyonnais, back to Benedetto, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. And finally, Benedetto tucks the ball past the goalkeeper. He makes it 1-0. He finally gets another goal for his name at Marseille. I think that's 2 goals or 3 goals this season now. I know he's got 1 in the league. Does he have 2 in the cup competitions? I'm not quite sure. But Lyonnais, he's been causing a riot in this game. Defences have been frightened of him, but he whips the ball across. Benedetto can't quite win the header. But the rebound, Lopez heads it to Sarr. Sarr into Deluc. Deluc to Ferrier. Ferrier to Benedetto. Turns his man brilliantly. He's going to just dink it across to the youngster. The 17-year-old youth academy product making his first appearance for Olympique Marseille. And on the 81st minute, he gets his first goal, securing us the victory. It's one of the worst strikes you'll ever see, but any goal's a goal. Look at that. He just completely scuffs that. If the keeper dived a little bit earlier, definitely would have had that one covered. But Mandanda's happy. He's celebrating with Lahadji. He's celebrating with Ferrier. But we do announce here that Bounassar has been sold to FC Porto for 8.5 million. We will get 6.5 million of that added into our current transfer budget. But we do finally return to league action. We're taking on Angers in League and we're at home. I believe we beat them last time we played them. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I do believe we beat them. But we're kicking it off. It's Marin's first appearance in the league. If he can continue his fine form, obviously the 2 goals in the cup, then he put in a very good shift in the other cup game in the Coupe Nationale. But we're into Liga now, so things are a bit more tough. As you can see here, Capel gets the better of Sakai and forces Leon out wide. That allows the striker in Bahuken to have his volley, but it unfortunately does go into the side netting for them as Lopez receives the ball. He's going to play it into Olivier Giroud, skips past Thomas, a big man skipping past Thomas, you don't really expect that, and it does anger the centre-back. He puts in a rash challenge, takes out Giroud, will receive the yellow card, we will, for ourselves, receive the penalty. We will not let Dimi Payet take it and try and dink it again. We will give this one to Thauvin. He steps up, he's going for that left-hand side again. But this time, will it go into the back of the net? Well, I'll tell you this now. He sends the keeper the wrong way once again. 23 minutes into this game, Florian Thauvin makes it 1-0 to Marseille. And I'm just imagining the combination play between Thauvin and Marin next season when they've grown to be even better. As once again, Lopez receives the ball in the midfield. He plays it to Marin. Marin to Rongier to Giroud. Back down to Marin, charges to the byline, looks to whip one across to Olivier Giroud, but he cuts back inside to Thauvin, strikes it on his left, but it's a great save by Butel to deny him of the brace. I don't think he's scored a hat-trick this season. I think Giroud's the only one that's done so. But Rongier, holding up the ball quite nicely on the edge of the box, looking for some options, can't really find any, but he decides to go to Marin. Marin plays the ball first over to Payet, it's a lovely little flick to Thauvin, turns past his defender, threads it through to Giroud. Butel with once again another phenomenal save. That would have been a great goal. The build up to that goal was phenomenal. As we move into the second half, Rongier charges forward. He obviously is missing his midfield partner in Sansone, but Maxime Lopez is an adequate replacement. As Thauvin receives the ball on this right hand side, back through to Lopez. 2 men unmarked in the middle. Giroud is there. Great header, but a great save by Butel, and he punches the ball clear only as far as Payet, who volleys it into the back of the net, making it 2-0 to Marseille. Unfortunate there. Butel had a great game, but he did unfortunately make the mistake there, punching the ball straight into the path of one of our most clinical finishes this season from inside the box, Dimi Payet. Just past the hour mark though. A chance here for Angers as they skip past one. Bahuken holds up the ball, plays it to Mahelm. Mahelm to Magini. Back to Mahelm. The strike is eventually though blocked by Leon. And over the chance. That's their first chance of the second half, really. As from this corner, Marin's going to receive the ball. Looks to get away from Mahelm. Does so nicely. He's got a man in the middle to aim at. Whips it across. It's a perfect delivery to Rongier. But the header just ruins that cross, as it is well over the crossbar. And unfortunately for Marin, he can't make his Ligue 1 debut with an assist to Rongier there. But we do defend quite poorly there. As the ball falls to a man in the box, he is unfortunately placed up against Mandanda, and we know Mandanda's winning the one-on-ones, but Marin, nothing to be ashamed about by that Ligue 1 debut. It's a brilliant performance to go along with his actual first team debut in the Cup. As we go into episode number 4, we're going to game number 4 of this episode, taking on Lille in the Coupe de la Ligue quarterfinals. So we are two steps away from the finals of this competition, where most likely we'll take on PSG. But when you've got a person like Ake charging down that left-hand side, he can use either foot, one-on-one with Maignan. We're taking on our former team, obviously. When Ake can do something like that, you just wonder why Payet's even starting on that left-hand side, because Ake has been incredible this season. We're 28 yards out, we're 37 minutes in. Payet, he needs that free kick, he dinks it. It's not even on target. It is not even on target, and that's why I'm thinking Ake should be in this first team as we go into the final minutes of this game. Brandiak plays the ball through to Luc Remy. Mandanda out wide. Cuts past Strootman. Lays it across to Xhaka. Xhaka is going to hold it up. Play it back to Loic Remy. First time strike. Very, very poor. We do make the save with Steve Mandanda. We go and shake the manager's hand. We say, you're not doing as good as the job as I am. Or I was, sorry, at Lille. And we go into January transfer deadline day. We've got a couple of wheeling and dealings. Obviously, we were recommended a player in the comments yesterday. Carlos Sola, formerly of Valencia. He's actually signed for PSG, so he will be unavailable. So I went in for this man right here, Cedric Bakambu, formerly of Villarreal, now in the Chinese Super League playing for Beijing. But we're going to offer Benedetto plus 16.5 million for him. They're going to accept that. He's 82 overall, 28 years old. He's still got 3 or 4 good years in him. So when it comes to contract negotiation terms, you can see he's only on 34k per week. Playing in China, I definitely expected him to be on much higher wages. But what we're going to do, 3-year contract length, a crucial first team player, 50,000 weekly wages and a 500,000 signing on bonus. He accepts that straight away. He will be joining us in France, and the old social media account tweeted out, our first signing on deadline day is coming all the way from the CSL. We're delighted to announce the signing of Cedric Bakambu on a 3-year deal. Bonjour, Cedric Bakambu, as we come down the hours on deadline day. Obviously, deadline day finishes at 10 o'clock nowadays. It's a bit strange. But we're going to go for another player. It is going to be Marcin Bulka, the Polish goalkeeper. We're going to pay his release clause. And we're going to go straight into contract negotiation terms with the young Polish shot stopper. Obviously, we've got Johan Pele in our current backup role. He's 37 years old and he's actually retiring at the end of this season. So we do need a backup goalkeeper. We're going to go for Marcin Bulka. We're going to give him a prospect squad role, 4 years, 8.4k, which is his current wage. We're going to also give him a 75,000 signing on bonus. And the old social media are back. They said, did we hear you wanted a new signing? We listened and we activated the release clause of Marcin Bulka from PSG of 2.05 million. Very good deal if you ask me. Definitely got the potential to be special, that boy. And obviously with Mandanda now also in his 30s, he's going to be in this first team very, very soon. But we count down the hours on deadline day. We actually get a transfer offer here for Dimi Payet, 32 years old, 81 overall, from Athletic Bilbao in the La Liga, the Spanish league. But they did not want to pay what I wanted for him. We wanted 21 million. We bumped that down to 18.5. We then bumped that down to 18, and they just flat out rejected it. They walked away from the chance to sign Dimi Payet. But that's going to be it for deadline day. We count down the hours. We approach the final few hours on deadline day with just 2 hours left. It's kind of too late now to make a signing, really. But you can see there the countdown. 544 million euros spent on deadline day. Not too bad. You can see there's Skriniar going from Inter to Real for 91 million. But you can see there Leon out for a week with a pulled calf. He won't be in the beginning episode of episode number 10. That's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace. See ya.